is a Galio hover. I don't think that this will actually be what comes to synergy with what Kwangdong have put together here, unless T1 opted into some really poor early game fights. The Gragas feels very safe into either option. It will, of course, be the Renekton that he opted into, but Poppy going to be the jungle pick now. You have Azir with some mid-prio.
All right, T1 fans extraordinarily loud, but we got a good cheer on the Kwangdong side of Lowell Park, so good to see. Everyone's out in force. As Young Jay just demonstrating the teams that he has played for and things like that. Good times. As, Dudu and Zayas
early before the Shiv becomes a threat, before the side laning can be an issue here with the EZREAL as well.
Yeah, we'll see whether T1 can continue to hold on to that level of control, though. Of course, Kwangdong Freaks will be pretty happy. And T1 looking like they do have a large amount of control, as here we are towards the bottom side. Keria in a bit of trouble, had to ult himself once again as Ona comes through, gets that ult off and gets the heroic charge into the wall, and now Faker, he'll turn up and look for that first blood. There is 4,500 assists for Faker and a double kill for Gumayusi.
Guma going to pick up the double, and that's the problem. Well, one of many problems with Yumi is if you end up committing heavily to an all-in like this, you are plus 300 to the enemy 80 carry if you lose the fight. There is no walking away. It's no, okay, I'm a tanky sport, I've got an escape, I'm getting out like you can with some other all-ins. You just die, guaranteed. And now Guma with White Gun here. Taeyun has empowered W here for this this one, and I think he should be able to secure it, actually. Faker not there, and that is first brig to Kwangdong Freaks.
Pretty comfy. And now Young Jay, he's down here as well to try and defend. I don't know whether he can, as... Oh my goodness, True Shot Barrage is massive, but still Gumayusi is more massive. A cat is going to be taken out as well.
Can they get out of here, though?
And yeah, Dudu coming on in. That is a pick the gap on the Glacial Prison. And Ultra Mega Fire Kick is going to buy some space here as well, as Bulldog will move down. They get some flashes out, as Ona looking to try and escape this one, as Faker has been put into position. And T1, they will get out. They do lose Gumayusi, but I think they'll be okay with it, because 4-1 is the kill score right now.
It's also a kill going over the Sejuani.
Especially if Ona can land a couple of ultimates. So Kwangdong Freaks, they're looking for the second Rift Herald, as Zayas looking to come round as well. There's a teleport in as Ona finds a heroic charge. Don't know about that one, as Dudu is just going to get thrown around like a rag croc. And T1, they will be able to defend. They don't get the Rift Herald, and so therefore the Eye is just looking around a bit confused as to what to do. We'll probably shrink back to the Void relatively soon.
I'm glad we have rag croc physics in the LCK.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Well, the Eye, as you mentioned, cannot be picked up. That's well defended here by the side of T1, but they win the fight, and now we're trying to push mid.
All right, Ultra Mega Fire Kick, as in goes Zayas. He does manage to get the Body Slam Flash. Tane's going to ult just to try and offer something back. True Shot Barrage is decent, but it's not going to be enough. The cat this time. And thank you, Keria, for demonstrating that, because we've seen it lose in this matchup a couple of times. And it's just, it's weird, because it shouldn't happen. And of course, you know, like this particular matchup exactly has been very favored towards Emilio's. I'm going to have to hold that thought, as there's a potential team fight, as this first Hex Tech Drake is going down low. It is going to be claimed there, as Faker has to go golden. They get the Drake, but can they save the Pigeon? He is going to be able to make it out, as Dudu pressed his R button, but isn't able to do too much more than that. So Soul Point goes over to T1 basically for free here. Just had to expend some health bar from Faker.
Faker also going to push this turret down. They can turn this into a Sun Disc, and they will. And this is just really difficult to chase down now, as Kwangdong Freaks has become like back in, as you mentioned. This is an opportunity, a razor-thin timing window here for Kwangdong. Faker doesn't have vision.
They're trying to get set up to try and lock him down, and they do manage to interrupt there, as does get imprisoned, and Faker will be taken out. He does use the Zhonya's to buy a whole lot of time. True Shot Barrage flies in as, oh, the fantastic ult comes out from Ona, and that will guarantee Hex Tech Soul in trade for Faker. And I think if I was Faker, I'd be typing a little bit of worth in all chat.
Yeah, so he gets 2 flashes before the fight, takes a bunch of damage from Bulldog, and then teleports in to die. But the rest of his team is holding Drake, and Kwangdong Freaks spent so much time watching Faker's stasis. T1 have the amount of damage they need to rush that Drake down at this stage of the game. The 2-item Aphelios is nothing to shake a stick at here. And once again, you see that look at where Taeyun and Youngjae are, and the Renekton on the other side of the fight can't come in here to assist, is completely zoned out and then blast coned away. And by the time that Faker is dead, Dudu is just a Crocodile trying to walk in, and this is a risky call.
Okay, it's Quantum Freaks that are doing the Baron. I wasn't quite expecting that. However, they're now going to look to move their way over. Dudu taking so much damage here. The Dominus does come up, and Ona, he's kept alive by Carrier. Dudu now trying to make his way out. The Crocodile is going to die, though, as Youngjae gets back over the wall. He secures the Baron, but can they stay alive is the question. I think the answer might be yes for maybe Bulldog.
Maybe Bulldog. Maybe.
But Zeus is going to try and say no here as he's inside.
He still has
the
cast and
campfire.
flash.
Yeah, does have the cast. Didn't find the barrel, but there is going to be the body slam flash, and Bulldog just going to be thrown around. That is the belly bop. And that's going to be the ace. So, cool Baron, but it's not really going to be winning you any games.
Yeah. Everybody got the Baron gold on the side of Kwangdong, but T1 got all the gold from all the champions who are holding Baron. Here, sitting on 2 items to the 3 of Guma, a whole item behind, 2 levels behind as shown here. Look at his gold, 13,000. And Faker is next in line, 2,000 gold behind him. It's a pretty disastrous situation.
Whoa.
June?
He's almost just dead. That was a lot of damage there from Faker. And Dudu now just going to be, the next target on the chopping block. Looking like a little bit of a handbag here coming out of the top side of the map for Kwangdong Freaks, unfortunately. And Faker having a field day on his newly buffed Azir.
And this is just too much gold on the carries. You know, Faker, he's now got a 3rd item. He has so much extra sustainability or so much extra range and reach to force those fights into his...
I mean, some respite though, Wolf.
Yeah, sadly.
And look at this.
He's
immediately...
bounty?
This is genius.
Oh!
Look at this guy. Gets a teleport, continues to slice around.
All right, how much more value is this guy gonna get right now?
I have absolutely no idea, but it may not be very much more.
Banshee's
It's the Banshee's Veil. There we go. That was the amount more value.
Whoa!
That
was
an expensive Safari.
Elder is spawning here. Let's see if Kwangdong can win without the Renekton.
Well, Bomber comes down as Zeri skates away. It's a lot of damage onto Carrier, but Taeyun is just going to explode. It's the Poppy that picks up the kill, but I think we all know that Gumayusi did the majority of the work on that one. And now Bulldog, the backup 80 carry, is trying to get some work done, but Zeus is just so huge, and Jun by himself, he ain't gonna do it. Gumayushi's gonna grab the double in the end. Youngjae gonna be the next one to fall, and T1, I have a feeling, just gonna march down this mid lane and finish off this game.
Guma Aphelios, a thing of beauty, a thing to fear. And once again, with Carria's support, these two just rule the day. Faker had plenty of amazing plays this game too. Dealt with the EZREAL quite well in the early game. But man, this was all about that early double kill for Guma and how he pushed that lead every single lane across the map. T1,
oh man,
clean start.
Absolutely. Nexus is going to go down as that was a GA that Dudu had, so he's unfortunately going to die a couple of times. As T1 now going to look for the last few kills here. As the Bomber flies in, looks like Taeyun is going to agree to stay on the fountain as T1 will walk away victorious. In the end, very decisive victory over the Kwangdong Freaks for T1.
Yeah. Tons of damage on the Aphelios, and the Renekton eventually struggled to actually do anything in 5v5 fights. And it doesn't matter if you're 40 CS up and you're taking turret plates if you're not really doing anything for your team elsewhere. And the Sejuani, yeah, she's a front line, but she has less resources than your traditional tank top, so she's not that tanky. And even though you've got Shiv on the EZREAL, you've got this Zeri for late game team fight win conditions, you've got a Yuumi that's great with both champions. Doesn't matter.